What's wrong, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, fresh off of a half day off yesterday. Worked, did my normal live stream and stuff, but lots of news today to go through, and no ads today. Other than I'm just gonna remind people about if you're a YouTube only viewer, my quarter cast channel. We live stream every single day, Monday through Thursday at 2 Eastern, and at Fridays at 1 Eastern. We also upload clips from the show, and you can obviously watch the show later when it's out. So give us a try. We've got Melanie Mack, Anna Claire Brimlow, we've got Luke Rodowski, and many more on the show every day. So please check us out. I'll leave a link in the description, or you can just search for Quartercast on YouTube and follow. Otherwise, if you're a Rumble viewer, you already know what's up. Now, bad news for Austin Metcalf, as he is now facing, he will be charged as an adult, and which increases the maximum sentences and much more. I want to start with this video from Reverend Jordan Wells. Again, I talked about this yesterday. Him and his wife both trying to stop Karmelo Anthony from getting his diploma, something I completely support. Listen to this.
Jeff Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, his child, he filed a complaint with with Texas because that school, which is probably some liberal school or some liberal principal, allowed and was scared of the backlash, allowed Karmelo Anthony to graduate. He shouldn't have been able to graduate. He should have been completely expelled from the school. If you're expelled, you don't get to graduate. He should have had to go to a new school if he wanted to. He shouldn't have been able to go to that school and graduate. And just imagine the memory of his father that this boy got to graduate like nothing's going on and nothing happened. And all they didn't allow him to do was not go to the graduation. That is so horrible. And the superintendent should be in trouble. The parents should be upset that they let a criminal graduate like nothing happened, like he didn't murder somebody.
This on top of new news that the mother of Austin Metcalf, I don't know if they're divorced or, if they were never married or whatever, she also was writing emails asking Frisco ISD to delay. According to a response to an open records request, there are apparently over 104,000 emails between staff members mentioning the names Jeffrey Metcalf, Megan Metcalf, and Karmelo Anthony since April 2nd. To obtain every email, I would need to pay $1,800. I'm currently trying to find a way to narrow down my request and search terms. However, the number of emails is still insane to me. I can tell you right now, I will happily pay for that. You can let Sarah know. Even though she blocked me on social media, I will write a check right now for the $1,800. Because I want them all. I want to know what all these teachers were saying. I want to know what the principal was saying. I want to know what they were talking about in terms of the graduation. I want to know all of that. And I think, obviously, some of that will come out at the trial. But I'd like to see that released to the public so that we can start pouring through it. And maybe find something that they'll miss when it's 104,000 emails. Like, that's insane. 104,000 emails among staff for, talking about this case. People say some people are upset that Karmelo Anthony may receive a life sentence in prison. They seem to forget Austin Metcalf was already given a death sentence. Now, some people have talked about and used in their titles, and I may use it in the title in this too. Does he now face the death penalty because he's charged as an adult? From what I have found, he does not. His case does not qualify for that. Certainly, he could face up to 20 years in prison. He's not going to get that. I'm telling you right now. I'm trying to manage expectations. He's going to get somewhere around. By the way, if anything, he's going to get somewhere around 7 years, and he'll be let out in 2 to 3. They're going to say it was a fight. There was no premeditation there, even though he brought a knife. They're going to try to say, it was two boys fighting that escalated. It could have happened to anybody. That's what they're going to say in court. I don't know. I don't think that the school should be allowing to graduate, but let's look at this new report. Teen charged, Karmelo Anthony to be tried as an adult. Karmelo will likely face life in prison with a chance of parole at 40 years. I'm on record right now telling you there is no way he gets that sentence. 17-year-old kid ain't getting a 40 years in prison or life sentence. I just don't see it happening. We've got a sympathetic black female judge who has already shown her willingness to take it easy on him. And she would be the one, as far as I understand how this stuff works, not the jury, who will decide his time in prison. She will give him the minimum that she thinks she can. That's my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. Anthony will be tried as an adult since Texas is a concurrent jurisdiction state. According to Capital B, the laws allow prosecutors to charge minors, typically 16 or 17, as an adults with certain crimes. The Collin County District Attorney's Office, which is north of Dallas, is prosecuting Metcalf's case, and Anthony was charged with first degree back in April, but a grand jury will review the evidence and decide whether to formally indict on that charge or a lesser charge. So they still have a chance to give him. Now, I don't know when this grand jury is going to, be on this, but there are many, many, many off-ramps for liberal judges and, liberal district attorneys to give this kid a break. And I just have seen too much to think that they're going to throw the book at him. I just don't see it happening. If he's convicted of the bigger charge, he could face life in prison with a chance of parole after 40 years. He will not face a death penalty. The Supreme Court has said that you cannot seek that against someone who has committed a crime when they're 17. You can't even get them life without parole. That would be something we couldn't do even if we wanted to. Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis said, as highlighted by the Daily Wire last month, Anthony's bond was initially set at $1 million, but Collin County judge agreed to lower the bond to $250,000 and granted him house arrest at his parents' home. The racially charged case made headlines again earlier this month when it was reported that Anthony would also be allowed. Just look at how this is going. Okay, just follow it with me. Every chance a judge or a cop or district attorneys or whatever have had the opportunity to give Karmelo Anthony a break. Every opportunity they've had to lower his penalty, they have taken it. They lowered the bail from $1 million to $250,000. They gave him parole. Parole. I don't know what it's called. They released him. They gave him house arrest instead of letting him rot in prison. I mean, every chance that this legal system has had to give Karmelo Anthony a break, they have given it. They have done it. So there's simply no scenario I see them. First of all, we have another big crossroads. Will they charge him with first degree or will they give him the lesser charge? I am telling you, they will. I bet right now they will give him the lesser charge. I mean, I'm all over this case. I'm reporting every possible development. So, by the way, if you're not following or subscribed here, make sure you do so. And you also subscribe to the live stream channel because we talk about the case there, too, in a more uncensored way as well. Jeff Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, said he wants answers about the decision to let Anthony graduate high school, but he's being stonewalled by Frisco ISD Superintendent Mike Waldrop. Yet another opportunity to give Karmelo Anthony a break, and they chose to do it. The school had every right to expel him and not let him graduate, but they chose, again, black female principal, they chose to give him a break. Everywhere down the line, Karmelo Anthony has gotten the maximum break possible, and Austin Metcalf is still no longer with us. I'm curious how they arrived at the decision. There's a movement online to grant Metcalf an honorary diploma, but that stirred up more feelings from Jeff Metcalf. That would be great because his name will be called right before his brother's name. But the fact of the matter is, it's not going to bring my son back. I mean, I agree. Every chance the system, whether it's education or criminal justice, has had to give Karmelo Anthony a break, they have taken it. Why on earth does anyone think that they're going to suddenly get tough on him when it comes to sentencing or when it comes to charges? They're not going to. They're going to let him get off with the easiest. I mean, look at the guy that's defending him. Activist connected to Karmelo Anthony has lengthy criminal history, including, slapping around someone he supposedly loved. This guy's lengthy criminal history. Everybody that works in his organization is a criminal. He's got other criminals illegally working as bodyguards. Nobody's charging him with that. They raised $550,000 fraudulently because they said a chunk of it was going to go towards, home protection and bodyguards, which they obviously don't need. The whole thing is a scam, a hustle, and again, to bring home the end of this video, when given the opportunity to lower bail, they did it. When given the opportunity to give him house arrest instead of letting him sit in prison, they did it. When given the opportunity to let him graduate or not, they let him do it. When given the opportunity to charge him with the correct crime here, they are going to chicken out. Mark my words. I sure hope I'm wrong. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.